Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Kobe and this is Kaetech Digital. Now in this video, we're going to talk about Flipbox Pro widget. So we are still on our Elementor Pro widgets, and then we are talking about the Flipbox Pro widget. Now this is kind of like a widget which helps you to showcase some boxes which can be flipped on your website. So for instance, if I want to showcase maybe some services and need details, I can be able to use the Flipbox to be able to showcase it. So let's go into the video and then I'll show you how it is done. So this is my Elementor website. Now for those of you who are new over here, we are talking about the Elementor Pro widgets and how you can be able to use them on your website. So as you can see, we've created lots of videos on how each and every Elementor Pro widget can be used in a website. Now our last video we talked about how we can be able to use the pricing table in any website that you are creating. So you can go ahead and then watch the full playlist of the Elementor Pro widgets, and then you can be able to understand more what I'm talking about. If you are new over here and you don't have Elementor Pro, please check the link in the description. It will take you to a place where you can be able to buy Elementor Pro. Now note that if you use the link to buy Elementor Pro, you are not paying extra. You're just helping the channel to grow, because we will receive a little commission from Elementor, and that is it. So let's just jump into the video. So we want to create some Flipbox using the Elementor Pro Flipbox widget. So this is the widget that we are talking about. Okay, so first of all, what we're going to do is we want to create a container. So we want to create a Flexbox container over here, and I'm going to use this second container over here. And then what I'm going to do is I want to put a container inside, and then put some different containers inside. So first of all, what I will do is I'm going to put one container inside this one over here, and then let me just change this one to a different direction. So this is this direction. I want to change this one to the column direction, so that when I duplicate this particular container, so I right click and duplicate it, it will be something like this. Okay, then I can be able to write inside this one. So I want to just put a heading over there. So I'm going to just place a heading over here, and then say maybe our services. All right, so I'm going to just list some three services over here based on the widgets that we're going to use. Okay, so I will just put this one in the middle. So I'm going to just go to its style over here, and then center it over here, so that it's going to be center. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a container inside this container. So I'll click over here. So first of all, let me just click on this edit container over here, and then make the direction row horizontal. Okay, so that I can be able to put another container inside this. So I'll put another container over here, and then what I will do for this container is I will duplicate this particular container. So I'm going to duplicate it twice, so that I'm going to get three different containers inside one container. So this is exactly what I want. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click over here, and then go to it advanced over here, and then I'm going to give it a padding. So I'll link all padding, and then give it a padding of 50 over here, and then a top padding of 50, a bottom padding of also let's say 80. Okay, and then with this one also I will just also give this one also a padding. So I will go over here, unlink this one also, then give it a top padding of 20, and then a bottom padding of 50. Okay, so it's gonna be something like this one over here. And then now we have these three containers that we want to put the Flipbox inside. So I'm going to click on this plus icon for the first container over here, and then what I'm going to do is I will search for the Flipbox. So I'm going to go through the Pro widgets over here, and then drag in the Flipbox in this particular container. So this is how the flipbox looks like. Okay, so as you can see, now this is how it looks like. Now if I click hover on it, it flipped. Okay, so that is the flipbox. That is the job that it does. So we want to use this one to list our services. Now if you look at the left hand side over here, this is the edit panel of each flipbox that we're going to talk about. So you can either, starting from here, you can the content or the background. Okay, so each other way you can be able to edit it. So let's say we want to go over here, so for the content over here. Now with the content, you see this one says front. Okay, so if I click on this one, you see that we have front, we have back, and then we have the settings. So we are dealing with the front now. So this is the front. Okay, so the green part is the front, and then the blue part is the back. Okay, so as you can see, now if you look at the graphical element over here, you can decide to either use none, or you can decide to use an image, or you can decide to use just an icon. Okay, so depending on what you want. So let's say we want to use an icon, we can click over here and then search for the icon that we want to use for our first service. So I'm gonna search for maybe music distribution. So music. Okay, so I'm gonna go over here and then search for music, and then I'll say for the first heading, I'll say music distribution. So we distribute music for artists. Okay, so that is basically what the music distribution is. And then we can give a small description if you don't want, but what we want this service to do is just to give a heading. Okay, so just the main service, and when somebody hover on it, it will flip to give us the full services over here. Okay, so that is what exactly what we want to do. So this is what music distribution. Let's look at the background over here, and then if you can see, we have the background type. We can choose the classic. We can give it an image, or we can even give it with a color. Okay, so let's say we want to just give it a different color. So let's say we want to give it this particular color, and that's how it's gonna look like. Okay, so we give it this color, and then when we come to the style over here, we can go ahead and then change the primary the typography of that particular what text over there. So you see the text color over here, we can go ahead and use our theme accent over here for it. So as you can see, this is how it's going to be like. Okay, so this is exactly what we want it to be. So basically that is the front. Now let's go to the back also. So with the front also, still at the front, now you see the view over here. You can view it either, that is the icon view. You can view it either default, stacked, or you can either view it frame. Okay, depending on how you want your icon to be like. Okay, so if it is frame, there's going to be like a circle or a square depending on what you want. If it is stack, it's also going to be either a circle or square. Okay, so let's say we want it to be a circle, and then what we want is we want this one to be yellow with a black kind of like icon color. Okay, so we will change it when we go to our style over here. Okay, so first of all, let me just do it one by one. So let me go to a style, and then with the front over here, let's see the icon. So as you can see, this is the icon. Okay, so you can either give it a space or not, depending on how you want it. Okay, and then the icon size also is just like this one over here. You can give it a size, any size that you want. So I'm going to give it like a 35, and this is how it's going to be like. And then if I want to give it a color, I can choose a color that I want. So let's say the primary color is this one over here, and then the secondary color is this one over here, and that is how it's going to be like. So as simple as that, our website, our services is coming to ship. Now we go to the content again, and then we're going to look at the back. Okay, so we are done with the front. Now let's go to the back. So I'm going to go ahead and click over here for the back, and this is how the back also look like. So as you can see, the back is the blue side of it. Now over here, you can either give a heading or not. Okay, so let's say we want to give a heading like maybe music distribution. Okay, so let's say we're given this kind of like a heading. Of course, if it is too much, we can just reduce the text over here. Now you can add more text that you want to add to it. Okay, so just add any text that you want to add to this one over here. So this is more or less like the details of what we want people to get. Okay, and then if you want the button to be there, you can either choose any button that you want, but let's say you don't want a button, you just ignore this one over here, and then you can ignore the link also over here. Now we can also do the background the way we want it. Okay, so with the background also we're gonna go ahead, and then instead of choosing for the front, let's go for the back. Okay, so I'm gonna go for the back over here. Instead of let's go to the color. Okay, so let me see. Okay, so let's go to the content over here, and then go ahead and go to the back over here, and then you see the background over here. We can choose the background that we want. So we want to choose the background, which is this particular background. Okay, and then we can go ahead to style it. So we go ahead and then style the background for this particular. It means that the items in the background, we want to style it. So with the text over here, the text color, we can choose any text color that we want. Of course, we want the accent over here, that is the title, and then also the typography. Also, we can decide to either choose any typography that we want, and then we can decide to decrease the size of it. So let's say we want to decrease it to maybe 20. Okay, so we can do that. So I want it to be 25, and this is quite okay for me. And then we can also come here to the description color. So with the description color, also want to use the text color over here. Okay, and that is how it's going to be like. So also with this one, we can go ahead and then choose the size that we want it to be. Okay, so basically this is how we want it to be. And when somebody hover on it, okay, when somebody hover on it, it's supposed to it's supposed to change and then do a whole lot of things that we want it to do. So that is with the back also color being done. Now as you can see, if I hover on it, this is how it's going to be. If I just move the mouse out of that place, this is also how it's going to be. So if I hover on it, the description and other stuff is going to be here, and if I do like this is how it's going to be like. So basically we are done with this. Now we can duplicate this one or copy and paste it to all the other two fields that we want, or containers that we want it to be. So I'm just going to click over here, paste, and then click over here, and then also paste. All right guys, so as you can see, this is how it looks like. Okay, so it's gonna be something like this. Okay, now what I want is I want spacing to be in it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and then bring in the this structure, that is the navigator. Okay, so I click on the navigator, and then I can go ahead and look for where the flip box is. So this is the first container, this is the second container, and this is the third container, and this is the main container that contains all the three containers. Okay, and that is what I want. So I can click on it and then scroll down under the layers, under the gaps over here, and give it like maybe 20. Okay, and as you can see, there is the space over there. Okay, now also we can decide to either give this guys spaces the way we want it. Okay, so for instance, if I click on this first container over here, I can be able to go ahead, go to it, advanced over here, and then give it like, let's say, a padding. So let's say I want to give an all-round padding of 20, and this is how it's going to be like. Okay, so I can just click over here, copy it, and then paste style, right click over here, paste style, right click over here, and also paste style. Okay, so that there's going to be like an even space all around it. So basically that is how it looks like. So now over here we can go ahead and then change the individual flipbox items in it. So with this one, we can click over here, and then let's say we want to let's say downloads. Okay, so we want to just say music downloads or something. So let me just use this one over here, and then click over here, and then with this one I'm just going to say music downloads, or let's say I want to say digital downloads. Okay, so this is also the second one, and then with the third one also, what we're going to do is we're also going to do the same thing. Go ahead, click over here, and then change this one also, and then we'll say maybe podcast. So we're going to use microphone. Yeah, so we're going to use this one over here as a microphone, and then we'll say podcast. Okay, so let's say podcast services. All right, guys, so let's go to it back also, and then change this one also over here, and say maybe podcast services. Okay, so the same thing applies to this particular one over here. We're gonna go to it back also, so I'm gonna go ahead and go to the back, and then change this one from music distribution to digital downloads. Okay, so now we have a complete services section done using just the Flipbox widget with for Elementor. So as you can see, it is what it is pretty done, and everything is what quite okay for us. Okay, so now we are good to go. We are good to go. So this is how you can be able to use the Flipbox. Okay, and one thing we didn't talk about is the settings over here. So with the settings, you can be able to set the title tags, the description tabs, the height, the border radius. You know, if you want a border radius for you know, for it, you can be able to do that. And then the flip effect. Okay, so for each flip effect, there are different we have the flip, we have the slide, we have the push, we have the zoom in, we have the zoom out, and then we have the fade also. And then how you want it to flip. Do you want a 3D kind of flip? So let's go ahead and change each and every one with the different flip effect. So I'm going to go to it content over here, and then I'm going to go to settings over here. So with the settings, with the flip effect, this one says flip. Now let's say we want to use this one as slide. Okay, so if I hover on it, this is how it's going to be like. Okay, if I hover on this one, this is going to flip like this way. Now I want to change this one also to a different effect over here. So I'm going to go over here, go to his settings, and then go over here, and then let's say I want to say push. Okay, so if I hover on this one, it's going to push it. Now this one and this one looks similar. Okay, don't get it twisted. This one is a slide. It means that a slide, the description slide on top of it, but this one, it pushes it away. Okay, and that is what, and that is it. So this one, this is how it looks like, and this is how this one also looks like, and this is how this one also looks like. Now let's look at how the zoom in also looks like. So this is what the zoom in. So if I, so this is how it looks like. Okay, very nicely done. Okay, and this is the zoom out also. So with the zoom out also, this is how it looks like. Okay, so they are all pretty nicely done. And then also the fade in. So this one, when you hover on it, it just the back fades in. Okay, and that is it. But I like the push. Okay, I like the push. So I'm going to use the push. I'm going to use flip for this one, and I'm going to use slide for this one. Okay, and that is it. So if you are done and you are okay with it, just check it on all the other tablet or the mobile devices. Make sure everything is all right, and then you just click on publish over here. All right, so now that we've published it, now let's go and look at how it looks like on the front end. Okay, so we're gonna scroll down and then look at it on the front end. So let me just refresh it once more. I want to make sure that everything is correctly done. All right, so I'm going to drag over here, and as you can see, these are services over here. Now I'm going to start from here. So if I hover on it, this is how it looks like. If I hover on it, this is our digital downloads. If I hover on it, this is our podcast services. So as easy as it is, you can be able to use this widget to create your services section under your home page or any other pages that you want to create. Now, of course, not just services, any other things that you want to use this flipbox to you can be able to do it. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Let's help the channel to grow and hit 20K before the year ends. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.